Hey everybody, Ryan here, and Origins is fresh released in English. Just a couple weeks ago it released, but already we are starting preview season for the next set called Spiritforged, which is coming out in English in February. They just had a video talking about some of the new mechanics as well as some of the cards, so I thought it could be fun to jump on camera, look over the cards, and kind of give my first thoughts about what the second set will bring. The first card that they showed off is Draven. 4 energy for 4 might. When I win a combat, play a gold gear token exhausted. When I attack or defend, you may pay 1 power. If you do, give me +2 might this turn. First off, what is a gold gear? A gold gear is a new type of token that they showed off that basically is you sacrifice it and you add 1 power that you can pay whatever cost that you want. So right there, gold gears are fantastic. So anything that says, hey, you get a gold gear goes up in my book, but some are easier to get, some are harder to get. But at the end of the day, gold gears are worth quite a bit because you don't have to then recycle one of your runes to get 1 power. So the combat ability I do like, but Draven wants to be winning combats. Of note, it could be conquering or defending. He just wants to get in any fight necessary. The pay 1 power to give me +2 might. I do kind of like that. A power is a lot, but +2 might then means that his might is 6 might. So overall, I feel like Draven does seem like a pretty good rare card from the new set because of that gold. If it didn't have the gold clause, he would definitely go down in my book, but this is looking pretty good, especially if you can get gold. Well, then that's a gold that you can use to then pump him on a later turn. Longsword, and this is a brand new type of gear. It is a equipment. Equipment's attached to one of your units to give them a special ability. So Longsword is 2 energy, 1 power with quick draw. This has reaction. When you play it, attach it to a unit you control. So that means you can play this equipment at reaction speed. This then becomes a combat trick, which is fantastic, as well as you get your first equip cost for free, because the normal equip cost for this is 1 red power, and the effect to your unit is it gets it +2 might. I really like equipments that have quick draw because that gives a lot more versatility to them, as well as they can become combat tricks. And also at the end of the day, your first equip is free. So that brings it way up. The equip cost is relatively cheap, but you do have to recycle one of your runes because it is a power. So that is a little bit much, and especially just for 2 might. But with this having reaction, I think this card looks very good, and I definitely feel like this could be one of the better equipments, or really just most equipments that are cheaper and at reaction speed, because I always like my combat tricks to be a little bit cheaper. And hey, this is a combat trick that then can just last longer, stick on the battlefield because it is persistent. Doran's Shield is another equipment for 1 energy with equip 1 power. What does it do? Well, it gives that unit tank and +1 might. Overall, this is a lot weaker than the sword that we just showed off because it doesn't have reaction speed. It doesn't, then therefore get its first equip cost free. Yes, it is cheaper on resources because it is only 1 energy, but it's only giving 1 might. I am definitely down on this equipment. This just kind of looks like a more basic kind of bread and butter equipment that maybe you'll play more in limited, or if you have a big equip strategy going on, more of a build around, then this could be better. But the raw power level is definitely weaker than some of the other equipment. Guardian Angel is yet another equipment for 2 energy, equip 1 power, gives 1 might. It has the ability, if I would die, kill Guardian Angel instead, heal me, exhaust me, and recall me. If you play a bomb of a unit, then spend 1 power to to equip Guardian Angel to it, that then makes that bomb a little bit more durable, because the first time it dies, well, Guardian Angel actually gets sent to the trash, not the unit. I like this. If you are playing a low to the ground, aggressive deck where your units are more or less just interchangeable, then you're not going to be wanting to play this. But if you're playing a maybe more big unit or a ramp style deck with some big bombs, I could definitely see Guardian Angel doing a lot of work in that type of deck. Gauge is 3 energy, 2 power for equipment with quick draw, equip 1 power, and gives a unit +3 might. +3 might on a reaction speed effect that then just stays around, and you can equip it to something else or just leave it on 1 unit forever. That is pretty good. But 3 energy is not too bad. 2 power is kind of getting a lot. But if you are okay with spending 2 power, I think that this is really good, because this could really help you win a combat. Or if you do have any equipped strategies or synergies going on, then this does get buffed. Spellsnonger is 3 energy, 1 power, equip 1 energy, 1 power. The effect is, as this is attached to a unit, copy that unit's text to the equipment's effect text for as long as this is attached to it. It gives +0 might. Really, if you have some juicy thing that has a great text on it that maybe is a little bit more passive and like pumping up your team or just doing some synergy, this equipment could be so powerful. However, if you don't have good text, then yeah, you'll never play this, because this is very expensive. So this is definitely a build around, but could be a very good build around. Lucian is 3 energy, 3 might with Weapon Master, which is a new keyword. And this keyword means when you play me, you may equip one of your equipments to me for 1 power less, even if it's already attached. As well as he has the ability, the first time I conquer each turn, ready me. This is strictly a build around. Are you playing equipments? If yes, then you look at Lucian. If you're only playing 1 or 2 equipments, then you're probably not looking at Lucian. Trinity Force is 4 energy, equip 1 power. It gives +2 might. When I hold, score 1 point. This definitely wants to be in a holding strategy, maybe like a Master Yi holding strategy, because to get an extra point is very good. Anytime that you see any ways to get extra points, that is a card that you definitely want to look at and evaluate and be like, can I utilize this? And this card does seem like it could be really good in a Master Yi, in a more holding centric deck with some big beefy units, because hey, getting 2 points for holding is always really good. Overzealous Fan is 2 energy for 2 might unit. When I defend, you may kill me to move an attacking unit to its base. Kind of almost combat trick on a unit. And I feel like it could have a lot of versatility. It doesn't look super powerful, but at the end of the day, it's a nice curve filler, 2 energy for 2 might. And then in the mid game, it's not dead, because maybe this could help you win a combat or just kind of be a headache for your opponent. Now, is it going to be super powerful? Maybe, maybe not. It depends how good this trick is. To be fair, it is an on-board trick, which always goes down because yeah, your opponent can play around it. Blade of the Ruined King is 3 energy, 1 power for equipment. Equip 1 power, kill a friendly unit. Pay the cost, attach this to a unit you control. And the effect is your unit gets +4 might. +4 might is so much. That is more than any other equipment that we are seeing. Only for 3 energy and 1 power, that's not too bad. However, you have to not only pay 1 power to equip it, you also have to kill a friendly unit. This is strictly a build around card and not necessarily an equipment deck, but in a sacrifice deck. Do you have some little units that have some good when I die effects or something like that? Then maybe you want to play Blade of the Ruined King. If not, you're probably not playing that because the cost is too high. Draven is red and purple. He has the ability, when you win a combat, draw 1. You win if only your units remain after combat. No matter what combat it is, if you win it, you draw a card. That is really nice, especially that red and purple likes to be aggressive. So then you can easily try to be aggressive, get some card advantage, and kind of go from there. So it'll be interesting because you definitely do want to draw quite a few cards in the span of a game for Draven to be good. Draven's signature spell is Spinning Axe, 2 energy, 1 power for a quick draw gear. Equip is 1 power, and it has temporary. If this is unattached, kill recycle it at the start of its controller's beginning phase before scoring, and it gives a unit +3 might. +3 might is a lot, especially that it has reaction. And it is only 2 energy and 1 power to play. So overall, all that sounds super, juicy and good. But that temporary is a big setback because, man, you do not want to be losing this because it's not equipped to a unit. So as long as you're equipping it and thinking about that temporary, this looks like a great spell. And if you are playing Draven, you probably will be playing this because you want to be aggressive. You might have some other combat tricks, and well, this is a combat trick in and of itself. Aurelia is a green-purple legend, and her ability says when you choose a friendly unit, choosing a friendly unit would kind of be like equipping it with equipment or, choosing it with a combat trick, something like that. You may exhaust me and pay 1 power to ready it. When you conquer, you may pay 1 energy to ready me. So that means you might be able to use her power a little bit more, but her power is always costing an actual power. So you do have to recycle a rune in order for you to utilize her power. And anytime that you have to recycle runes because of your legend's ability, that always makes me a little leery, where it better be a really good ability. And I think that this ability is good, but there's a lot of hoops to jump through, and I'm just not quite sure if it's worth it overall. Azir is green-yellow with the ability your sand soldiers have Weapon Master. Pay 1 energy, exhaust, play a 2 might sand soldier unit token to your base. Use only if you've played equipment this turn. I'm not sure if we'll have other sand soldiers in this set, or if the only sand soldiers are strictly the tokens that he is making. I hope we have other sand soldiers, so then this could be more of a build around, and that could make this even better. Having Weapon Master is really good, but you can only use his ability if you played equipment. So you have to play the equipment, have another energy lying around, then you can exhaust him and get your sand soul. There's a lot of hoops to jump through, and I'm not sure if it's going to come together as well as I kind of want it to, or as well as it needs to be in order for this to be a good legend. And I think it really matters, are there other sand soldiers? I really hope that there are. Renata is blue-yellow. When you or an ally hold, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token, exhausted. While your score is within 3 points of a victory score, your gold adds an additional 1 energy. The later in the game, the better your gold gets. I really like this. It's not really asking you to do anything other than what you would already do, because in most games you already want to be holding. Now, I would definitely want to build a deck that even wants to prioritize holding even more than a normal deck. I kind of almost wish she was green, because green really loves to hold and is really good at holding. So I feel like she would have been better there, and it might have been a little bit more flavorful. But overall, I do like her, and I do think her ability is good. Sivir is orange-purple. When you recycle a rune, you may exhaust me to play a gold gear token, exhausted. When 1 or more enemy units die, ready me. Base level, that means once per turn, when you recycle a rune, you get 1 gold, which does mitigate, you having to recycle a rune quite a bit. It doesn't 100% mitigate that, because gold is only 1, you only get to use it once and then it is gone. But every time an enemy unit dies, you ready her. That's really good. You might then be able to get 2 gold in a turn or something like that. That is a hoop to jump through. Overall, I do like that. I really like the legends that are maybe giving you some more energy or power. And I do think that gold tokens do look really strong. Maybe once we get our hands on all these cards, the gold tokens won't be as strong. But right now, I feel like they will be pretty strong. And I could see Sivir being a good way to get some more gold. Overall, those are all the cards that they showed off, and I'm hoping that over the weeks until the set is released, we'll kind of get maybe 10 cards here or there, because I kind of like when you get to look at a chunk rather than just 1 or 2, or until all the card image gallery is up, because then there's just so many things. So I hope that we kind of get a dozen here, a dozen there. Overall, I kind of like what they're doing. I like the gold tokens. Those look really strong. The equipment does look really cool, because it's not just basic equipment like we see in some other games like Magic, where I like that you can utilize some, if they have the reaction, as a combat trick, and that looks cool. Overall, I'm really excited for the new set. I hope that they keep on releasing a couple new cards here and there. And until next time, I will see you all later.